Today I'm waxing my legs. Very excited because your girl wants to wear some shorts at the gym tomorrow. It's leg day, so I'm bringing you guys along with me to show you my exact patterns and how I do this on myself. All right, so I did not fully prepare correctly with the outfit, but we're going to make this work. Don't look at my non-matching socks, I didn't realize. Okay, so first steps, we're still going to prep ourselves. Bro, I'm the worst client ever. Oh my God, this is so embarrassing. So I want you guys to see, look at how dry I am. I am so incredibly dry. This is really, really common when you have people come in. If you guys have been experiencing breakage on leg strips, especially in your treatment room, please don't be too quick to blame the wax. A lot of times it's because clients are coming in looking like this. I didn't exfoliate recently. Usually I'm pretty good about exfoliating. Did not exfoliate recently, but I haven't moisturized. It's also very cold here in my office, so my skin's cold. Perfect recipe for creating wax strip breakage. I already prepped my SMA here with everything you need. Cotton rounds, gloves, body waxing sticks, pre-wax cleanser, pre-wax oil. So how you're gonna combat this situation, because it's definitely one that you guys are gonna run into. I'm going to make sure my cleansing and prepping process is on point. So we start with cleansing. I'm going to use a little bit more extra oil than I normally do because of how dry I am. So I'm adding that hydration, and then I'm probably going to have to switch from a lay pull method, so laying 2 strips at a time, to just a lay pull method. So when your skin is really dehydrated, it can cause wax strip breakage because it can pull some moisture from the wax, causing it to set faster. But it's really cold skin too that can be such a problem because it makes the wax set really, really quickly. You have to be faster on your removal. So I already know those are some adjustments I'm going to have to make. All right, so we pre-cleanse. Now I'm going to pre-oil. I personally use the oil from Relax and Wax. They have an arnica or a tea tree. It does not matter which one you use. Make sure you're being thorough with this. You can use my code BRE10 to save on that as well. And then also, Lady Pang, she has Minky Gold. You can use my code for that one because it's a back bar is 10 BRE, and you can save on that as well. That's another pre-wax oil option. Look at how long my hairs are. This is crazy. But you can see how sparse it is. So look, I have full areas that just don't grow hair anymore. So this is the results that you guys can get when you're consistent with your waxing. All right, pre-cleanse, pre-oil. Now, we are going to wipe away any excess oil. Now you may ask, what's the point of using oil if you're just gonna wipe it away? It works very similarly to how conditioner works in the shower. You apply it, you rinse it out, you still feel the effects of it. You're nice and moisturized, your hair's silky smooth. Same thing with the oil. It has done its job. We don't wanna have too much excess or else it's going to get in the way of properly applying our strips. All right, I am prepped. Now, I am going to prep my wax. So I am using our 50-50 blend by Rebel Wax. This is a cream and gel 50-50 hybrid. This is one of my favorite and our most popular formulas. The gel really helps with getting such a solid grip, and then the cream is just a little bit more user-friendly and especially works well when you're dealing with dehydrated or very cold skin. So we're gonna do one leg at a time. When we're working on a client, we're going back and forth, right? What we do to one side, we do to the other. We're not doing that when we're doing ourselves. We're completing one leg before moving on to the next. Right, so I'm going to adjust my treatment table a little bit. So if you're at home and you don't have a treatment table, a chair, a stool, you can be on the ground. Just try to get your pot as close to you as possible. All right, so I'm going to start. I'll start on the outside here. When I'm doing the front, I like to twist my leg as much as possible so I'm able to get as much of the back as possible as well. That's always the hardest part of self-wax. Do you like this pose? This will be a good thumbnail. That's the hardest part of self-waxing, is getting the back of your leg, right? I have to say, I'm a little bit more flexible nowadays than I used to be as well, so this has gotten easier. For those of you who don't know, I have officially lost 76 pounds. All right, so same method. We're depositing, we're on our edge, we're not buttering. using good pressure. Now I know I'm very dehydrated. I'm not making an expanding strip. I'm going to actually thicken up and build this strip a little bit because I know that I could potentially be dealing with some wax strip breakage based on my skin right now. Now it's already ready to remove. It's nice and tacky. Get a little grip. See how it's wanting to break on me? That is my skin being cold. All right, so what do you do? To get this off, we don't want to just sit there and pick and pull at it. Thicken it up a little bit, and then we're gonna have to change our method, and I'm gonna have to move a little bit quicker. Now, if this was a client of mine, so I'm scolding myself, I would be talking to them about the importance of prepping correctly because waxing is an investment, and we want them to have the best possible results. And we want to make our lives a little bit easier as well, right? So now you can see how much easier that was to get off, and it's still effective. It still removed those hairs. All right, so now I need to move a little bit quicker. Another option, and something that's going to be really helpful, is warming up your client's skin. So if you're someone who also provides facials and you have a towel, a warm towel caddy, perfect time to kind of prep them with wrapping their legs with a warm towel and warming up the skin. I do not have that here. So what we're going to do is just thicken up and do a little bit smaller strips, and I need to move faster. Deposit, pressure, 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 making sure I'm overlapping with where that previous strip was so I'm not leaving behind any random strips of hair. Bring down to the ankle so you don't miss those little guys there. That can be the most annoying thing. Now I'm gonna make my lip thinner because I need to be able to remove this quicker. You can use your stick to get a little lift here. And I really need to remove all this as tacky. Didn't break. Didn't have to way overuse wax like the last one, and super effective removing from the root. That's the exact adjustment you guys will need to make if this is happening while taking a client. I just see so many people blaming the wax right away when it's not necessarily the wax. And I'm not even just talking my brand specifically. This has been something that's been from the beginning of my career that I've helped estheticians work through. And I've only had my wax brand for a few years. So either there's other wax brands as well that are great quality waxes that people, I see them blaming the breakage when I just know that it's most likely legs, and I know it's most likely cold or dehydrated skin. So since it's so tacky when I'm removing, sometimes it will want to do that, but it's not a big deal. It doesn't hurt, and it's still very effective. You can see my skin too. I don't even have to do any cleanup strips. There's maybe a little guys over here. These are actually surface ingrown. So this is from lack of exfoliation. These little guys popping up, the wax is like releasing those, which is great because the gel in this blend has such a solid grip, and it's removing some of that dead skin. Sometimes those ingrowns, surface ingrowns, will kind of be released, and then you would do a cleanup strip so you can remove them. All right, I'm just gonna continue working my way inwards and really now pointing my toes outwards. So I'm almost getting to the back of my leg here. I'm often asked about wax temperature as well. So I'm gonna show you guys the 3-second rule to make sure you know your wax is at the right temperature. When you're creating that lip, bring it down onto the ankle. First of all, it makes sure that you're moving past the hairline, so you're removing everything, and it just makes your removal of getting that little grip a lot easier. I do still wear gloves too when I'm waxing myself, just in case wax gets on your glove. Okay, actually, let's talk about this real quick. If this were to happen while you're taking client, if you're taking clients, you probably shouldn't have as pointy of nails as I have, but you have 2 options. If your hands tend to get really sweaty, you don't necessarily have to take the glove off. You can just double up because it's so hard with sweaty, clammy hands to get another glove on right after taking it off. So that's one option. Or you can take it off, but then you're gonna have to use some baby powder or something to help get the glove back on. I usually prefer to just put another glove right over it and then just keep on moving, especially if you're really focusing on your speed. All right, now I just have the back part of my leg. So for me, the easiest way is to do this. This is a little tall for me, so normally I would honestly put it down on something a little bit shorter. So I'm gonna try to work in this direction here. All right, so I'm gonna do my best. It may not look pretty. The pressure is the most important part. Oh, that's not too bad. And then just use the tip here. I'm kind of in my knee pit there, but it's all right. I got little arms. I can't reach. See, moving too slow, a little too thin right there. Now, if you guys have any residue, this one will be easy to pick off, but you can also dip your stick back into the wax pot. Ugh. And then you can kind of dab it. All right, it looks like I missed some here. So cleanup strip. So your initial strip goes in the direction of the hair growth. Your cleanup strip is gonna go against. See how quickly that sets? That's the biggest thing I just want you guys to take from this is how to adjust when you're having those wax strips breaking on you. You can't wait. You've gotta remove that quickly. All right, a few ingrowns that released right here. Lots of pressure going against the hair growth. I see a single one over here. I'm just gonna kind of grab that. Remove right away. Cleanup strips are really, none of this is painful for me anymore because I've been waxing so long, but cleanup strips for anyone's gonna be easier. I don't know if you guys can see some of those little guys in there, but you can move slower, a little bit slower on your removal for the ingrowns, or for the cleanup strips. I prefer that because it feels like it's almost using your wax as like tweezer. All right, let's examine our work. So I'm not at the gym tomorrow, my shorts, I'm like, oh my God, I missed a spot. All right, I think we're looking pretty good. Back of the leg looks, nope, I got some hairs right there. All right, so now actually the cleanup strips on the back of the leg is so much easier because of the direction. Just grab those little guys. Hey, you guys can also teach someone in your household how to wax as well. I've definitely had my husband help me before. He's also had to watch so many of my training videos and hear it all that he's actually got pretty decent at waxing. All right, next I'm going to do my knee. I don't really have much hair, but I want to show you guys that as well. Now knees, you think there's issues with breakage on the lower part of the leg. Knees can be absolutely a nightmare. So we're just gonna follow the same thing. We're gonna thicken this up a little bit. Again, this is why I like the cream. In this situation, I would absolutely not use a gel only based wax. Hybrid or cream is gonna be what you need. All right, we're gonna remove pretty immediately, adjusting as we go around the curve of the knee. Not much there. Probably removed a little bit of dead skin, and that's about it for the knee. All right, if you have hair on your toes, you can definitely do that. I only have on my big guy right there. And just get a little bit. Toes and fingers also can be kind of a pain in the butt. I might as well just go over these just in case there's any I can't see. They're very cold, so again, you can choose to warm these little guys up beforehand, but you want to just move quickly. Okay, mine came out really easily. Again, been waxing a while. If it's not and you're struggling, especially with a client, I'll show you my rolling method. Of course, I have a pedicure scheduled for later in the week, so that's not good timing, so don't look at my toes. Nothing but toes right now. All right, so still tacky, but we're rolling it off instead. A little painful, but it is so effective. Ain't no match, baby. Actually, there's toe hairs in there. Oh, great. You guys want to see my toe hairs? There you go. All right. Good. All right, next leg. Oh, my hips. I'm too short for this treatment table. Oh my God. Whew. These legs, you guys. round 2. Okay, I'm gonna start at the inner part here. Oh, and then I forgot to show you guys the 3-second rule, so I'll show you that next. Pressure on my edge, not buttering. We're doing a building strip, not a expanding strip, meaning I'm making passes over the same area rather than making a very large, wide strip. Remove right away. Yeah. So you can see how quickly, we're not editing down the timing of this application and removal at all. You're seeing it in real time. So you can see how quick you need to move when you're dealing with dehydrated cold skin. Super important, you guys. Legs can be a nightmare if you don't know how to make this adjustment. You don't really want to be able to see through the strip. That's means it's too thin. It's gonna break on you. And don't forget, the other adjustment is making that lip smaller so you're not sitting here waiting for it to dry. You need to be able to remove this immediately. Move your trash can close to you too, or have a little bag or something so it's nice and easy. We want minimal movement when you're having to do your own legs. Okay, everything's right here for me. I got my pot, my SMA, my leg, my trash. Okay, 3-second rule. Let me give my leg a break here. We also always want to be stirring our pot, okay? All right, so get the wax on your stick and count down. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3. See how it separates from the stick on that 3 count? That's when it's at the perfect temperature. So you need to learn your wax pot, because each wax pot, even though these are the exact same, I know that this one runs a little bit warmer than that pot does. So I have it turned down to this notch, which on this wax pot, I'm gonna have it turned to this notch when I want the wax to be at a usable temperature. So you need to follow that rule when it comes to the temperature of your wax, all right? All right, let's get back to my leg. It's looking better. Look, I'm nice and exfoliated. Okay, deposit. It's good pressure. We're building it. We're building it. And create your lip. Look how quick, you guys. I literally just finished laying that strip and I'm already removing. You can use 2 hands too if it's wanting to kind of separate. Now, if you have any leftover, take the shiny side, the side that was not touching skin, push on, and it will come right off. Look, it even removed a little ingrown there. I'm telling you, Rebel Wax, it's the best. This hybrid formula is my favorite. All right, making sure we're overlapping, building this up. This formula is so strong, has such a solid grip, but it's still so gentle. So nice and gentle on the skin. I can't tell you how many people message me that are customers telling me, I switched to Rebel Wax and my clients are giving such compliments on how much more gentle it feels, but it's still so effective. All right, the back part. Let's see, can I wrap around even more? I feel like I can get a little bit more from this angle, so I'm going to do that. You can even kind of come off the treatment table a little bit so you're not running into the treatment table, because I'm right-handed. So like, see how the treatment table would be in my way? I'm just gonna try to wrap around to the back as much as I can from this position. Now, if you're having a hard time too, make sure you deposit everything off the tip of your stick so that you're able to use the stick to get that grip. All right, now let me switch it up. All right, this one's gonna be hard because my wax pot's over here and then I have to flip my leg that way. So I'm actually gonna get the wax on my stick first. Make sure you're twirling. Oh, this one's hard. All right, I'm gonna swap to my left hand. This might be really hard at home, you guys. You just kind of gotta, with practice, you'll get better. But my left hand definitely makes it easier to apply on the back of my left leg. I feel like a acrobat. Is that what they're called? Gymnast? Yogi. I'm a yogi. All right, get that lift there. Acrobats swing through the air. Okay, it's definitely not an acrobat. Look at that. We did it. Now I'm just going to double check. Looks like I have some cleanups to do there. Again, cleanups backwards. Ooh, there's some shorties in there. I think we're looking pretty solid. I see some over here. Little lonely guy. Oh, another little lonely guy. I love doing this sometimes too. It's kind of fun. I like twirling it. See all those hairs coming up too? So satisfying. Waxing is the best. Who would want to shave? Like, come on. I see some on the back too, and then we're gonna be pretty good to go. We'll get my toes, my knee, and call it a day. I honestly only wax my legs probably like every 6-ish weeks. The rule of thumb though, you guys, you want to be waxing every 4 to 6 weeks. You don't want to pass the 6-week mark. I've been waxing long enough that I can get away with it. But you really don't want to pass that 6-week mark because you start rebuilding back what's called sheathing. So if you've ever tweezed or removed hair with wax and you see the bulb, that bulb is actually dead skin, product buildup, sebum, which is oil, and that also is fed by a blood vessel to help the hair grow and be strong and healthy. When we're waxing before that has the opportunity to start rebuilding and connect that blood vessel, that's when you're actually causing damage to that follicle and to that hair. So then you're actually gonna have the reduction of hair like you saw with me. This had been a really long time since I've waxed, but you can see I have so many bald spots that just don't grow in anymore. That's how you're gonna achieve that, is by being consistent with waxing every 4 to 6 weeks. You want to teach this to your clients too. All right, I'm actually gonna go backwards. I think I did that on my other toe too. Doesn't really matter. There's not like a super clear direction of growth with my beautiful toe hair. I hope you guys know I love you. I'm showing you up close and personal my toe hair. For free. Not even have to be found on feet finders. I'm just kidding. Bad joke. All right, and there's one more little guy. Let me get that. Stop overusing wax too. I used to overuse wax so much until I had to start buying it for myself. Sorry, European Wax Center. I definitely went through way too much wax. A little bit goes a long ways, especially when you're using great wax like Rebel Wax that's very effective and reduces the amount of cleanup strips needed. All right, let's do the knee. Isn't our job fun? I hope you guys thoroughly enjoy. It's so much fun. Makes me miss being in the treatment room, taking clients consistently. Now I just show off my toe hairs for you guys. All right, it's gonna be ready. Not much, but we're exfoliated. All right, legs are done. After Aftercare. You always want to apply something afterwards. I've been really enjoying Phantom Oil by the Lady Pang. If you guys know Jane, she's great. Comes in a spray bottle, which is very nice as well. This is an ingrown oil spray, so very cool. Helps with ingrowns. Legs can tend to have a lot of surface ingrowns. Okay, I put too much. A little goes a long ways. And it's going to be very hydrating as well, which you know I need. I'm going to put that everywhere. I might put this over my whole body. All right, done. And leg 2. I feel like my legs are discolored. It's cold in here. Okay, this stuff is great. It smells good too. For this, I have a code as well, but it's gonna be Bree 10. So for Minky Gold, because it's back bar, it's 10 Bree. For this one, it is part of retail, so you guys can retail this for your clients or use it yourself at home. Bree 10 is gonna be the code for that one. All right, gloves are coming off. I get to pull my leg down. Now I have that smooth feel. All right, guys, my legs are fresh and ready for the gym. I hope that was helpful. Thanks for coming along and waxing my legs with me. If you have any questions, let me know about product, patterns, anything waxing, let me know. Make sure you subscribe before you leave, and then I will see you back next week.